good evening. Niueans abroad will be able to keep up to date with what's happening on the island through a weekly live broadcast crossover program. At the last Pacific Island News Association meeting in Auckland in February this year, BCN's General Manager, Trevor Siakia, met with the CEO of Pacific Media Network, Patrick Lino, to discuss ways to improve the programming for both Radio Sunshine and Niue Ongomotu, which culminated in the live crossover program yesterday afternoon. Broadcasting Corporation of Niue's General Manager Trevor Siakia says that he is very pleased with these new developments for Radio Sunshine and providing new content for listeners in Niue, as well as an opportunity to deliver local Niue news to a much wider audience. The new program will be aired live on Mondays from 4 p.m. until 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Radio Sunshine will broadcast live the main local news items to over 20,000 Niuean listeners in New Zealand, Australia and countries in the Northern Hemisphere where Niueans listen to Radio Niue Ongomotu program. This collaboration between BCN and Pacific Media Network will enable Niue local news to reach a much wider audience all over the world. Niue was part of the multinational fisheries patrol in the Southwest Pacific, an area 22 times the size of New Zealand. The 11 days operation from 19 to the 31st of May involved 7 members of the Foreign Fisheries Agency and the countries that comprise the Quadrilateral Defence Coordination Group, New Zealand, Australia and the United States. The operation trained police, fisheries and military personnel from participating Pacific Island countries in the use of vessel monitoring systems used at the Regional Fisheries Surveillance Centre. It involved 6 aircrafts and 5 ships, with 16 police, fisheries and military personnel from 7 countries coordinating the operation from the Regional Fisheries Surveillance Centre in the Solomon Islands. The foreign fisheries agencies which led the operation said 126 vessels were identified for further investigation, including 89 vessels that were located by a Royal New Zealand Air Force P-3K2 Orion aircraft. Only minor infringements were found when 57 vessels were boarded during the operation, which covered the exclusive economic zones of the participating Pacific Island countries and the adjacent high seas. The annual Mutalau Marine Day, held every Queen's birthday, drew smaller numbers this year compared to previous years. According to those who attended, this may be due to the limited number of events this year, with the canoe fishing and open seas fishing not included in the program, although canoe fishermen did turn up for the day. This year the focus was on reef fishing, and the prize for the heaviest catch went to 12-year-old Max Aho Lima. Due to the low tide in the early hours of the morning, some of the reef fishing started at 2 a.m., while others waited to start until the sun came up when the tide was already high. The village set up the usual food stalls to provide refreshments for the visitors to Uluvehi on the day. Organizers of the day, the Mutalau Village Council, concluded the activities of the day with a darts competition. This year the winners for the males went to Darren Mangatongia, and the women's champion is Juliana Tongahai. A total of 64 Niueans will represent Niue at the Pacific Games held in Samoa next month, and a team of 6 forming Niue's management team. The teams competing at the Games include boxing, golf, lawn bowls, rugby league, shooting, weightlifting and powerlifting. Niue's chef de mission, Sydney Ikiua, will be the first in attendance to Samoa for preparation works. Some of the teams have opted to stay outside of the village grounds at a church compound refurbished specifically as the Games accommodation provider located at Faleata. One of the highlights of the upcoming Hakupu Show Day is the Round the Island bike race. 8 riders have registered thus far for the 2019 race, with the youngest being 15 years old and the oldest registered competitor over 70 years old. The last time this event was held was 9 years ago and was sponsored by Maru Talangi. This year, the Round the Island bike race is sponsored by the Hakupu Member of Parliament Michael Jackson and the Niue Tourism Office. The race will start from the village green at 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. And that's BCN News for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.